Have you ever looked into a mirror and realized that what you see isn't just your face, but your life staring back at you? Every joy, every struggle, every success, all of it a reflection of what's happening inside. We often chase wealth, happiness, and love as if they're hiding out there in the world and other people in luck. But here's the secret. Nothing changes out there until something changes in here. Life is a mirror. It reflects not what you want, but what you are. You can't smile at the mirror and expect it to smile first. You smile, and it follows. That's how life works. When your mind is filled with doubt, fear, or lack, the world mirrors that energy right back to you. When your heart is filled with faith, gratitude, and self-belief, prosperity begins to reflect it. Think about it. Have you ever noticed that when you feel good, everything seems to go your way? People respond better. Opportunities show up. That's not luck. That's reflection. Imagine two people sitting side by side, looking out the same window. One sees rain and complains about the weather. The other sees rain and says, "Good. The earth needed it." Same window, different reflection. The world outside didn't change. Their inner world did. Prosperity isn't created by doing more. It's created by being more. You can work 12 hours a day, but if you're working from fear, you'll only attract more struggle. Yet when you work from purpose, gratitude, and belief, your actions become powerful. They carry a vibration that draws abundance naturally. When you change the story inside you, you change the reflection around you. Tonight, when you stand before a mirror, ask yourself, what am I reflecting into the world right now? Is it scarcity or confidence? Is it fear or faith? Is it desperation or peace? Because the truth is, life will always give you a reflection that matches your dominant feeling, not your wishful thought. I once met a man who had lost everything, his job, his savings, even his sense of purpose. He told me, "I'm trying so hard, but nothing is working." I asked him, "What are you focusing on every day?" He said, "Not losing more." There was the reflection. His focus was on fear. So he began to change that. He started each morning with gratitude, not for what he lost, but for what he still had. He began saying, "I'm rebuilding, not losing." 3 months later, he got a new job, higher pay, better people. Why? Because his reflection changed. Most of us don't need more information. We need transformation. And transformation begins with the way we speak to ourselves. If your inner voice keeps saying, "I can't," the mirror of life will keep showing you proof that you can't. But the moment you start saying, "I'm capable, I'm ready, I'm worthy," the world begins to reflect opportunities that match that energy. Every thought is a seed. Every emotion is water. And every action is sunlight. Whatever you plant inside grows outside. You can't plant fear and harvest abundance. You can't plant doubt and expect faith. But if you plant confidence, gratitude, and patience, prosperity will grow. Not by chance, but by law. This is the secret law of reflection. Here are some key points related to this. Life is a mirror. It reflects who you are, not just what you want. Inner change creates outer results. Prosperity starts from within. Focus shapes reflection. What you dwell on becomes your experience. Your emotions broadcast your reality. The energy you give is the energy you receive. Gratitude and self-belief attract abundance. Fear and doubt repel it. You can't change a mirror by touching it. You change it by transforming yourself. Life is a mirror. It reflects who you are, not what you want. Most people spend their entire lives staring at the reflection, trying to fix what they see, never realizing that the real power lies behind the glass. Imagine standing before a mirror with a frown on your face. You can wait all day for it to smile first, but it never will. You have to smile first, and only then does the reflection change. That's how life works. It doesn't respond to your wishes. It responds to your state of being. Think of a time when you woke up feeling powerful, confident, unstoppable. You walked out the door and suddenly, people smiled back at you, work flowed easily, and the day felt aligned. But on another day, when you woke up irritated or heavy with worry, it seemed like the whole world was working against you. The truth? The world wasn't different. You were. And the mirror of life was faithfully reflecting the inner picture you were projecting. I once heard a story about a traveler who came to a small town. At the entrance, he asked an old man sitting under a tree, "What are the people like in this town?" The old man replied, "What were they like where you came from?" The traveler said, "They were rude, dishonest, and selfish." The old man nodded. "You'll find the same kind here." Later that day, another traveler arrived and asked the same question. "What were they like where you came from?" The old man asked again. "Kind, generous, and full of life," the traveler said. The old man smiled. "You'll find the same kind here, too." The town didn't change, only the reflection did. Our lives operate in exactly the same way. The people we attract, the opportunities we encounter, even the way strangers respond to us, they are all mirrors of our internal vibration. When you carry bitterness, you find reasons to be bitter. When you carry gratitude, you find reasons to be grateful. It's not magic, it's resonance. Life meets you where you are. It listens to the tone of your energy more than the words of your prayers. So many of us say, "I just want peace," while constantly entertaining thoughts of comparison and scarcity. We say, "I want success," but we keep visualizing failure. It's like standing in front of a mirror saying, "Show me a smile and I'll smile back." But the mirror is only ever reflecting the truth of your current expression. Until the shift happens within, the picture outside stays the same. A woman once told me, "My life changed when I stopped trying to attract things and started becoming the kind of person who deserved them." That's the secret. You don't chase love, abundance, or joy. You reflect it. You align your energy with it. And then, like a perfect mirror, life gives it back to you. Because life doesn't reward your desires. It mirrors your being. The question is never, "What do I want?" The real question is, "What am I reflecting right now?" Inner change creates outer results. Prosperity starts from within. It sounds simple, almost too simple, yet it's the missing link in so many lives. We're trained to chase success outwardly, work harder, earn more, network more, hustle until something breaks. But the truth is, the world outside of you can only rise to meet the level of peace, clarity, and belief you hold inside. You can't plant seeds of chaos and expect to harvest calm. You can't carry self-doubt and expect the world to hand you confidence. Everything that shows up around you is born from what's happening within you. I once met a woman who was working tirelessly to grow her small business. She had the skills, the product, even the clients. But something was off. Every deal slipped through her fingers. Every new lead ended with disappointment. When we spoke, she said, "I'm doing everything right, but nothing's working." I asked her gently, "What do you believe about yourself when you wake up in the morning?" She paused and said, "That I'm not good enough, that people don't take me seriously." And there it was, the invisible block. Her outer world was faithfully reflecting that belief. Within months of shifting her self-talk, of treating herself as worthy of success, everything changed. Her clients responded differently. Her energy drew new people in. Nothing in her marketing strategy changed. Only her reflection did. It's like tuning a radio. The station you hear depends on the frequency you're tuned to. If you're tuned to doubt, you can't hear the frequency of abundance. If you're tuned to fear, you can't receive signals of opportunity. You must align internally before the outer world responds. The inner state is the dial that decides what reality you experience. Every major transformation begins invisibly. Think of a seed buried in darkness, silent, unseen, yet transforming itself on the inside before it ever breaks through the soil. That's what inner change looks like. You start reprogramming your thoughts, nurturing new beliefs, feeding your spirit with patience and gratitude. And one day, almost mysteriously, the world around you begins to shift. A new opportunity appears. A long-held dream comes closer. People treat you differently. It's not coincidence. It's reflection made visible. Even when you look at the most successful people in the world, you'll find one common thread. Their inner narrative supports their external reality. They believe they're worthy. They trust their path, and they hold a mental image of success long before it arrives. As within, so without isn't just philosophy. It's the mechanics of how energy moves through your life. The inner world is the workshop of creation. When you clean out fear, resentment, and self-sabotage, you make space for abundance to flow. The moment you start seeing yourself as capable and complete, life begins to reorganize itself to match that truth. Outer success is simply inner alignment made visible, the echo of your internal transformation. Everything you wish to attract already exists. It's just waiting for you to become the version of yourself who can receive it. Focus shapes reflection. What you dwell on becomes your experience. The mind is like a magnifying glass, and wherever you point it, life begins to grow in that direction. You could stand in a garden full of flowers and weeds, and whatever you choose to focus on will determine the kind of day you have. If you fix your eyes on the weeds, the flowers disappear from your awareness. But if you turn toward beauty, your world begins to feel abundant, even if nothing in the garden has changed. Focus is creation in motion. There's a story about a young artist who once complained that his paintings never sold. He said, "I put my heart into my work, but nobody sees me." His mentor asked him to describe what he thinks about while painting. The artist replied, "I worry that it won't be good enough. I think about how people might not like it." The mentor smiled and said, "Then that's what they feel when they look at it, your doubt, not your art." The young man was stunned. From that day forward, he began to paint with gratitude and joy instead of fear. Within a year, his work began to attract attention, not because his technique changed, but because his focus did. His energy shifted from proving to expressing, and life mirrored that back with opportunities. Whatever you give your attention to expands. Focus is not just mental. It's emotional fuel. When you think about what you fear, you feed it. When you think about what you love, you nurture it. A person constantly focused on debt will notice every bill that arrives, every price that rises, and every reason to feel lack. But someone focused on possibility will begin to see new ideas, new income streams, new ways to grow. Both are living in the same world, but they're not living the same reflection. Imagine holding a camera. You can't capture the entire landscape sharply. You have to focus on one thing. And what you focus on becomes your picture. The rest blurs away. That's exactly how reality works. The moment you start focusing on problems, life blurs solutions out of sight. But when you focus on growth, even setbacks start to look like lessons. Focus isn't about ignoring reality. It's about choosing which part of reality you want to empower. There's a quiet power in learning to redirect your attention. A wise teacher once said, "Energy flows where attention goes." It's a truth that never fails. If you pour your focus into gratitude each morning, the day begins to organize itself around small blessings. If you dwell on frustration, the day becomes a chain of irritations. Focus trains your subconscious mind. It tells the universe what matters to you. And the universe, like a mirror, responds by amplifying it. Most people think circumstances determine focus, but it's the other way around. Your focus determines circumstances. The moment you take control of what you give your attention to, you take control of what life gives back. Because in the end, reality doesn't show you what's happening. It shows you what you're looking at. Your emotions broadcast your reality. The energy you give is the energy you receive. Every feeling you carry sends a signal into the world, like invisible waves rippling outward, shaping how life responds to you. When you walk into a room filled with joy, people feel it even before you speak. When you carry bitterness or fear, others sense that too, though no words are exchanged. Emotion is energy in motion. It's the frequency that writes the script of your reality. Think about those days when you wake up feeling grateful for no reason at all. You hum a tune while making coffee, greet strangers with a smile, and somehow everything flows. Traffic lights turn green, work feels lighter, and even unexpected opportunities seem to appear. But on other days when frustration or sadness fills your chest, the world seems to move differently. The same people irritate you, the same tasks feel heavier, and nothing seems to go right. It's not the world that changes. It's your broadcast. You are the signal, and life is the receiver. I once met a man who had been trying for years to build his dream business. Every time he faced a setback, he would sink into anger, convinced that life was unfair. He kept saying, "Nothing ever works for me." And with each repetition, his reality became a mirror to that belief. One day, he decided to try something different. Instead of reacting with frustration, He began responding with curiosity. When things went wrong, he'd ask, "What's this trying to teach me?" Slowly, the energy around him began to change. Clients started returning, new opportunities appeared, and even his health improved. The outer world hadn't suddenly become easier. He had become calmer. His emotions stopped repelling success and started attracting alignment. Our emotions are like colors on a canvas. If you paint your days with fear, your life takes on darker tones. But if you paint with trust, love, and patience, your world begins to glow. You can't control every event, but you can always choose your emotional response to it. And that choice becomes a vibration you send into the universe. As one wise teacher said, "You don't get what you want, you get what you feel." That's the unspoken law. Even in relationships, this truth plays out. A person who constantly expects betrayal begins to act with guarded suspicion, unintentionally pushing people away, and then says, "See, I knew I couldn't trust anyone." But someone who radiates openness and kindness naturally draws warmth in return. Emotions are mirrors, constantly return the reflection of what you emit. When you start paying attention to how you feel, you begin to understand the language of the universe. Each emotion is a message, a vibration guiding what comes next. Fear closes doors. Gratitude opens them. Anger blocks flow. Peace invites it. Life doesn't respond to the mask you wear. It responds to the frequency you emit. Change the energy you broadcast, and everything around you begins to tune into your new vibration. Like a world waiting for a song it's finally hearing for the first time. Gratitude and self-belief attract abundance. Fear and doubt repel it. The universe moves in harmony with the energy you carry, and gratitude is the language that keeps that harmony alive. When you're thankful, you tell life, "I'm ready for more." But when you live in fear or doubt, you send the opposite message, that you don't trust the process, that you're not ready to receive. It's like standing under the sun with an umbrella and wondering why you can't feel its warmth. Gratitude is closing the umbrella and letting the light touch you again. I once met a woman who used to say, "Nothing ever goes right for me." Her words became a self-fulfilling prophecy. Every time she faced a challenge, she saw it as proof that she was unlucky. Then one day, she began keeping a gratitude journal. It wasn't easy at first. She wrote simple things. "I'm grateful for this cup of tea. I'm grateful for my health. I'm grateful for a new morning." Slowly, something shifted. The problems didn't vanish overnight, but her focus did. She started seeing blessings she'd been blind to, supportive friends, new ideas, small acts of kindness. Within months, her energy transformed, and with it, her life began to open. She received a new job offer. Her relationships deepened, and she began smiling again. Gratitude didn't change the world around her. It changed her frequency, and the world adjusted to match it. Fear and doubt, on the other hand, act like static in the signal of abundance. When you doubt your worth, you push away opportunities meant for you. You hesitate when life invites you forward, and that hesitation becomes resistance. Self-belief is not arrogance. It's alignment. It's a quiet knowing that says, "I am worthy of what I seek." It doesn't demand, it doesn't chase. It allows. When you believe in yourself, the energy you give off is magnetic. People can feel it. Doors open because you're finally standing tall enough to walk through them. There's a saying that gratitude turns what we have into enough, and self-belief turns enough into more. Together, they form the bridge between desire and manifestation. You can't move forward with one foot on the gas and the other on the brake. Gratitude is the gas. It propels you. Fear is the brake. It keeps you stuck. Most people pray for miracles, but live in a state of worry. They speak of faith, but breathe in doubt. Life can't deliver abundance to a heart that's closed by fear. When you start to see every moment as a gift, even the challenges, something miraculous happens. Gratitude rewires your perception. What once felt like failure becomes feedback. What once felt like lack becomes preparation. The energy of appreciation tells the universe that you trust its timing. And when you combine that with unshakable self-belief, you become unstoppable. You stop waiting for proof and start living as proof. The world begins to respond in kind. Opportunities align, people notice, and life reflects back the very abundance that your gratitude and belief have been quietly calling in all along. You can't change a mirror by touching it. You change it by transforming yourself. It's one of the hardest truths to accept, yet it holds the power to rewrite your entire life. We spend so much time trying to fix the reflection, trying to change people, situations, circumstances, without realizing that the mirror isn't the problem. It's only showing us what we are projecting. You can't wipe sadness off the mirror to become happy. You can't polish away conflict to find peace. The only way the reflection shifts is when something inside you does. Imagine standing in front of a mirror with a smudge on your cheek. You reach out to the glass, rubbing it furiously, thinking it will make the dirt disappear. But no matter how hard you clean, the mark remains. Only when you touch your own face, when you correct what's on you, does the reflection finally change. That's how life works. Every struggle you see on the surface is a call to look within, to adjust your thoughts, your emotions, your beliefs, because the outer world is simply echoing your inner world back to you. I once met a man who blamed everyone for his unhappiness, his boss for not promoting him, his partner for not understanding him, his parents for not supporting him. He said, "I just need people to change." But life doesn't work like that. The more he demanded change from others, the more resistance he met. Then one day, after hitting a low point, he decided to stop fighting the reflection. He began working on himself instead, reading, meditating, forgiving. Within months, his relationship softened, his workplace improved, and he felt lighter. The people hadn't changed, his perception had. The mirror finally reflected the new image he carried inside. It's easy to want the world to adapt to our desires. We say, if they respected me, I'd feel confident. If I had more money, I'd feel secure. If life was easier, I'd be grateful. But the mirror doesn't bend to our conditions. Confidence attracts respect, not the other way around. Gratitude brings ease, not ease that brings gratitude. Everything you seek from the world must first be generated within you. You cannot receive warmth from a reflection until you radiate it first. There's a quiet power that comes when you stop trying to control the external and begin mastering the internal. The moment you shift your energy, life adjusts like a perfectly balanced scale. When you release anger, you stop attracting conflict. When you replace fear with faith, obstacles begin to dissolve. When you embody love, it reflects back through every encounter. It's not magic. It's the natural law of reflection, emotion. So when a reflection feels wrong, don't fight it. Read it. Life is showing you what needs healing, not punishing you. The mirror doesn't judge. It only reveals. Every situation, every person, every outcome is simply feedback from your own consciousness. And the moment you decide to polish the inside, your thoughts, your emotions, your intentions, the world outside begins to sparkle with the same light you just uncovered within yourself. So here you are, standing before the greatest mirror you'll ever face, your own life. Every challenge you've met, every victory you've earned, every disappointment you've carried, all of it has been your reflection calling you to rise higher. The truth is, life was never against you. It was responding to you. It has always been whispering, "Change within and I will follow." No one is coming to fix the mirror for you. No one can change what you keep projecting. But you have the power to transform everything the moment you decide to shift what's inside. Change your thoughts and your path changes. Change your energy and your results change. Change your self-image and the world begins to mirror your new identity back to you. Stop waiting for the perfect time. Stop waiting for someone to see your worth. Stop waiting for the reflection to move first. The mirror moves after you do. Prosperity, peace, purpose. They're not waiting out there somewhere. They're waiting in you right now, ready to be awakened. So today, make the decision, not someday, not later, not when things get better. Today, choose to reflect love where you once carried fear. Choose gratitude where you once held resentment. Choose belief where you once entertained doubt. Because the moment you change your reflection, you change your reality. And when you finally stand before that mirror again, you'll see it, not just your face, but the life you built by transforming the person within. Your support means everything. If this resonated with you, please like, share, and subscribe. Remember this. You cannot demand a brighter reflection while standing in the dark. You must become the light yourself. Thank you for being here. See you in the next one,